Hello, everyone. Today I'm in my Zoom. I'm using this app called Fathom because it's supposed to automatically transcribe the meeting. I'm having a hard time getting the closed captioning to correlate after we download these sessions so that I can put them on the different platforms. So we're gonna see if this works. Who knows? I hope everybody's been having a great week and they had a great weekend. Today, I want to talk to everybody about how you can prevent scope creep as a mission-based organization leader. Now, I don't know if everybody is familiar with the term scope creep. But what it is when you are working with a client and the services you're providing goes beyond what you initially agreed upon. So my name is Katie Brailsford, for those of you that are new. I am the founder, president, and CEO of KB Accounting. I have my MBA with a concentration in accounting, and I have been in mission-based corporate accounting for 13 plus years. I started my business a couple of years ago, and I've learned the hard way how much scope creep can affect a business's profit margins and how easily to remedy the situation without any problems. So let's jump right in. I know a lot of us don't want to admit it, but the way people treat you and the way people take advantage of you and the way people overstep their boundaries with you are a reflection of what you give them permission to do, whether it's permission by omission or just permission in general. Most of us are not used to creating boundaries because we either never have been conditioned to do so, or we've worked in environments where we were conditioned to follow orders. It's incredibly important that we all start creating boundaries now. And this isn't just a business opportunity. This is something that will help you in your personal careers or personal lives as well. Do you ever find yourself wondering why people call you at all hours of the night and weekends, expect you to respond within minutes, expect that you will go above and beyond and do these crazy tasks that are completely out of your scope, and it happens more than just once? Have you ever told them when and how frequently you check messages? Have you ever told them something was completely out of the original contract? Have you ever set boundaries? If you don't set the boundary and you answer the call, you do the extra work and things go on and on that way, you find yourself in a position where you think it's too late to make an adjustment. You're not stuck. You can backtrack tactfully where you maintain mutual respect and keep your client. That is, if you want to keep your client. Here's how you can reset your boundaries. Create a detailed scope of work. When you start a project, it's important to create a clear plan that outlines all of the specific tasks and responsibilities involved. Think of it as like a roadmap that guides everyone involved in this project. This plan is called a scope of work, and it should include details such as what needs to be done. It lists the tasks and activities that need to be completed for this project. Break it down into smaller, manageable parts. It'll talk about who's responsible, so you can assign specific responsibilities to team members or individuals involved in the project. This way, everyone knows what they are accountable for. Timeframes and deadlines. Set timelines for each task or milestone. This helps ensure that the project progresses in a timely manner and provides a sense of when certain parts of the project will be finished. Deliverables. clearly define what the end results or deliverables of the project will be. This helps everyone understand what the project aims to achieve. By creating the scope of work, you provide a clear and shared understanding of what needs to be done and who is responsible for what. It acts as a reference document to prevent the project from expanding beyond its intended scope. It ensures that everyone stays focused on the agreed upon tasks. And the very important part, you have to monitor and manage the scope throughout the life of the project or relationship with the client. I'm using the term interchangeably. So throughout the project, it is important to keep an eye on the project scope. Scope creep refers to the tendency for projects to gradually expand beyond their original objectives or requirements. Think about a contractor. A contractor goes into a house thinking that they're going to replace the kitchen sink. Then the homeowner's like, oh, wait, can you come check out my stairs? It squeaks. And then, oh, wait, you know what? I have always wanted to take down this wall. Is that something we can do? Is that something you can do? And the contractor follows and answers these questions, but each one is a new project. It's a new piece of the puzzle. So it's going to add more costs and more time. And in having the original document and then always referring back to it and saying, okay, we've done this, oh, wait, this wasn't in the scope. We need to talk. So regularly review the project, continuously assess the progress of the project and compare it to the original scope of work. Look for any changes or additions that may have occurred. Identify the scope creep. Pay attention to any tasks or requests that fall outside of the initial plan. If something new comes up, evaluate whether it aligns with the project's objectives or if it represents an expansion of the scope. So a good way to look at that is if the contractor example, if say taking out the sink, the new one doesn't fit, so they have to cut the hole a little bit bigger. That would still be in the realm of the original scope, but checking that squeaky stair isn't. So you need to evaluate the impact. If the change or addition is proposed, consider its potential impact on the project. Assess how it may affect timeliness, timelines, resources, and the overall feasibility of the project. Discuss with the client if scope creep is detected. Communicate with the client to discuss the potential changes and their implications. Collaborate on finding solutions that balance the client's needs with the project's limitations. Document the changes. If any adjustments are made to the project scope, ensure that they are documented. This helps maintain a record of agreed upon modifications and ensures that all parties are aware of this project's current scope. If you don't document it, you can't say, well, remember, we had this and you signed it and it says that, you know, the project is now $10,000 more than it was because you've added this list of things to it. By monitoring the project scope and addressing any potential scope creep early on, you can maintain control over the project's direction, prevent unnecessary work, and keep it aligned with the original objectives and agreements. The faster you communicate these things, the more frequently you communicate them, the better off you will be. This includes your team members, clients, friends, all of your relationships. So you're working with a client. What if the client is asking you to do things that are not part of your current agreement? You need to discuss a different agreement. Addressing scope creep while maintaining positive client relationships. It's crucial to handle this situation effectively to ensure the project's success and client satisfaction. Let's go over some key points to consider when communicating with clients about scope creep. Start with a positive tone. You can't come at a client and be like, well, you. It puts them on the defensive. Communication 101 in college was when you're starting a conversation and you're trying to get an agreed upon result, you can't come in with an accusatory tone. So you got to stay positive. When addressing scope creep, it is important to maintain a friendly and collaborative approach. Begin by expressing appreciations for a client's collaboration and emphasize the shared goal of the project's success. Hey, Susie, it was great seeing you last week. I wanted to set up a time so that we can discuss the project that we've been working on. I'm so excited to see how it's moving forward, but we need to address some of the additional services that are being added to the project. There is no defensive. There is nobody that's going to read that and be like, oh my gosh, or get mad or whatever. Revisit the initial scope. Remind the client of the original scope of work that was agreed upon at the project's outset. Emphasize the specific tasks, objectives, and deliverables outlined in the initial agreement. Present specific examples. Provide concrete instances where the project has veered beyond the original agreed upon scope. Use those examples to illustrate how the additional requests or changes fall outside the original boundaries. Explain the implications. Help the client understand the impact of scope creep on the project. Highlight potential consequences such as delays, increased cost, and compromised quality. Using factual information and data, demonstrate the importance of managing scope effectively. There's very few people in the world that when they hear, this project it is now taking up 3 more weeks of my team's time, and that 3 weeks was supposed to be put on this project. So now I have to go to them and explain it to them, which is fine. We don't mind doing that. But in the same time, we still have these weeks that we need to be able to pay our staff. That's just world, economics 101 for any country, not even just us. And anybody that gets upset at that, you're not really going to want to continue to do business with them. So you want to focus on project objectives. Revisit the primary objectives of the project and their alignment with the expanded scope. Emphasize the importance of staying on track to achieve these objectives and the need to balance client needs with project constraints. Propose alternative solutions. While you're meeting with the client and discussing all of this, offer alternative approaches to meet the client's needs without significantly expanding the scope. Collaborate with the client to find compromises that address their requirements while staying within the project boundaries. Foster open communication, encourage an open dialogue with the client, allowing them to share any concerns or thoughts on the matter. Actively listen to their perspectives and work together to find the best way forward. Document any changes. If the client insists on expanding the scope, ensure that any adjustments are clearly documented. This helps maintain a record of agreed upon modifications and ensures that all parties are aware of the project's current scope. By following these steps, we can effectively communicate with clients about scope creep while maintaining positive relationships. Remember, open communication, a solution-based approach, and focus on project objectives. They're the key elements in successfully managing scope and ensuring the project's success. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your team. It's not fair to your profits to continue to do work for less than you're worth. And as I constantly say to one of my favorite clients, your profits are not taking away from somebody else. You deserve to be paid what you are worth. How much time on average are they costing you? Do you have an assistant doing the extra work for the client? What is that costing you? Figure out how much you have to pay to somebody to help this client consistently, then reposition the offer so that you're doing the same things, but that the client is now paying for the time and skills that they are requiring of you. So just to recap, whenever you are wondering why a client is treating you a certain way, it's always your fault. You can argue it. You can try and change my mind, but I don't think you're going to be able to. Because you are the one with the ability to stop it. They're only going to continue to do what you allow them to do. And it's not a malicious thing on anybody's behalf. It's just easier sometimes to just take the call and do it. I've said that. I've done that. And if someone is completely out of the scope, then you need to give them a new deal. You need to have that conversation with them. It's not fair to them. Because then if you guys end up parting ways, they're going to expect the same services from somebody else, thinking that they were paying for what they were getting. Let's stop doing that to each other. If you're not quite sure if scope creep is affecting your profit margins, maybe it's time for you to talk to someone that can help. If you need support on this, feel free to comment below with next steps, and a member of my team or myself will reach out to talk to you to see how we might be able to support you. If you currently don't have a team to support you with this, feel free to reach out to us and we'll see what we can do. Also, as always, if you know a business friend who might need to hear the information, share this video with them or tag them below so that they can see it. Finally, it's that time where I have to remind you, next week, is it next week? Yes, next week is our webinar on QuickBooks. We will be having one of our favorite people with us to discuss some tax information, and Sarah's amazing. I adore Sarah. If you are interested, comment webinar below and a member of my team will send you a link to sign up. It's going to be fun. We're going to somehow make this dry material fun. But we'll figure it out. It'll be fun. I hope everyone has a great week. I will see you next week. Bye.